In the bottom right here with a beautiful game on New Repugnancy, the Mexican Terran, he is
Ocean Gaming Special.
Starting to win over a bit more of the crowd. As Korean fans no doubt putting in their hopes and dreams for this guy in the top left in the red. He is
Makers Classic.
Our last Korean in this tournament. This morning I had a little chat with Fear Dragon, who's here as well as a spectator. He's been having a lot of fun.
Talk to me about what Fear Dragon had to say right now.
Well, I mean, obviously it was all about Neep, right? Neep,
obviously.
But at one point he's like, how likely do you think it is that all three Koreans lose today? And at first I said, like, I was like, there is a chance, but I don't find it very likely. I say, like, probably 1 out of 100. Then I thought about it a little bit more. I'd be like, well, I was like, if we do today 50 times, I can see one day where we lose all three Koreans. So it's be like 1 out of 50. It's starting to become a real possibility over here, Maynard. I mean, obviously, Neep getting that big, massive victory over Stats, Seoul being Seoul, now even Special. Like in the first 2 games, I'd be like, you know, he absolutely has a very good shot. And if Classic shows more of what he just did on the Repugnancy, I might even favor Special here.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what the strategies from both players are going to be here for the third game, to see who takes the map advantage in this best of 5.
Does Juanito like mech against Protoss? I don't recall too many games of him doing that, right?
I mean, there was a period where TY and Special did like to do it, like specifically the battle mech style. I feel like it was more, you'd see it more on like Acropolis and that sort of thing. Thunderbird can be a nice mech map, but against Protoss, seems a little iffy.
I think if you do want to do it against Protoss, this is probably the map for it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see if Special feels like doing the same thing as Fancy did yesterday. Now, obviously, it could mean that like Classic has already learned from that, but I always think it's a bit tricky if on a map like Thunderbird, if you do go up against Mech and you open up with a Blink Stalker, double forge style. A lot of Protoss players absolutely love it. They'll be like, no, that's fine. You know, just blink around, you get warpers, you warp some cells, you just A-move them, and it's all good. But as I also know, there's a couple of Protoss players that really don't like those scenarios. Be like, Mech's so annoying, you know, you just sit there and then you take that fight and you think it's going to be okay, and then suddenly 17 tanks show up, and it's like, oh no, I lost. And then it's like, I really want to get disruptors or carriers, but now I feel like I don't have enough time, so I'm forced to build more Immortals. I do think if you want to do it, that this is probably the map for it, but we'll see.
That was weird. The Reaper got to go down the ledge, but can go up it there into the main base of the pylon Classic.
The Adept made it to the other side of the map once again, but not in time to deny this command center from finishing up. Twilight Council most likely just going to be Blink, Zealot, double Fortune, right?
Anything other than Blink is honestly not standard at the start of the game here for the Protoss. There it is. And everything from Special looks pretty normal as well. It's a standard 1-1-1 opening with a couple Widow Mines to keep safe against the early game gateway stuff. As the Reaper goes for a poke and the Natural sees a couple Stalkers just waiting for him. Very standard stuff from both players so far.
Yep. We, of course, had a cool TVP yesterday between Hero Marine and Trap on this map as well. And, you know, in the end, Trap won that game, like, somewhat convincingly, right, after he defended. But it was actually such a key clutch moment right here on this ramp where basically Classic is right now as well, where indeed there was a Raven, as we see Special building the Raven as well. And Hero Marine sent the Raven forward, and Dan mentioned it as well. He's, like, trying to, you know, use the interference matrix on the sentries. And it's one of those things where if it doesn't work, it looks really silly, right? Like Raven flies forward, gets sniped by Stalkers, it's like, oh my god, that's a big loss. Like, yeah, of course. But if he lands those interference matrices, his bio army was way stronger than the Blink Stalker army at that phase in the game. You can actually just stim up the ramp and win. And it's really funny how Starcraft 2 works, right? Because now in the end, you look back at that game and be like, well, you know, Trap kind of owned Hero Marine on Thunderbird. But that was like an 0.2 second kind of thing. Or Hero Marine actually could have won the game right there and then. And we'll see if Special is going to try to do something similar here.
By units definitely cut through Stalkers pretty quickly if they're all on their own.
Yeah, there were Marauders in the mix, and there wasn't Zealot yet out with charge, so.
That's right. Marauders, the bread and butter. So we do see, with that Raven opening, a little bit different here for Special. The Raven has tons of utility for Terran here, and it's even quite nice in the early stage of the game when, you know, a lot of Protoss like to open with Robo, and you can just get an Observer without scanning, which is always pretty nice as well. If you're really, really lucky, of course, Classic is a very, very good player, so that's unlikely. Sees that Widow Mine as well, and the Stalkers do outrange it.
Yep, that's going to be the first easy pick-off. for this nice group of Stalkers. I'm always surprised by the amount of Stalkers that these guys build as well. I always feel like, it's like, you know, I'm going to get like 5 to 6 Stalkers just for defensively. Whoa, he's going to blink into the main base. No, Stim is not done yet. That Raven is obviously a juicy target, but this is kind of awkward. These Stalkers are getting pushed into the corner. One of them did go down, but they do get a Marauder. I mean, these guys are fearless, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, it's just decisive, and that's like I get like it's similar to you know, game 1, but Classic was a little indecisive in New Repugnancy, and to make decisions like this, whether it be the right one or the wrong one, the important decision, the important thing is that you make it, right? You got to do something, and this time he is finding damage. Nice blink micro here from Classic.
Yeah,
that Observer really being effective. Ooh, loses 1 there in the end.
They just know the timing so well. Classic knows that this is a fight he can always take. As long as Stim is not done, the Manavacs are not out yet, it's all good. These Stalkers are going to regenerate their shields. You can always save them with Blink, and there isn't that much Special can do. And Special is obviously gearing up for like a massive push, right? He wants to get all those bio units out. So every single time you lose like a Marine, a Marauder, the eventual move out that you're waiting for until Stim is finally done suddenly becomes very underwhelming.
Raven coming in here towards the third base with some auto turret harassment. So the Raven not really going to be used too much on the home. Oh, Classic already has a Stalker waiting for it though. Great map awareness from Classic.
Yep, he's getting 2 more Stalkers as well. You gotta be careful there if you're Special, and Special is going to be careful. He's adding more Wither Mines. I do always like that. I do believe that if you can get like a Wither Mine count from like, you know, basically 6 to 8, it can be very good against Protoss players that like to build a lot of Zealots. Because those are really fights where it's like, it's not gonna be a trade anymore. It's only like a lot of Zealots can pop at once. And then if Protoss ever runs away, it's really painful because they don't get the Wither Mines, and they lose even more Zealots in the process because they get slowed by concussive shells, and they've obviously already used charge and stuff. So I kind of like it. We're going to see a Wither Mine drop as well, Maynarde.
Yeah, good probe split from Classic so far, so not really finding too much damage. The Medevac not really sticking around to save them either. Just flying out to the top of the map here to try and escape.
I love how the Observer's like, Wither Mine drop, cool, but empty Medevac, way cooler.
You better pay attention. It's Medevac. It's a big deal. We got ourselves a little bit of a scuffle here in the middle of the map, at the bottom of the ramp here. Nice save on some of those Marauders and Marines there for Special.
Extra Wither Mines coming in as well on the right side of mines. Once again, very important. There's a lot of bio units inside of that Medevac. These shots are going to be decent though, but he needs to unload. I still think Classic did all right there. The extra Medevacs do show up. Especially did a little bit of economic damage.
Oh, looking for another Medevac pick up there. Maybe Marauders and Marines. All these chargeless really putting in a bit of damage there for Classic. Does eat a Wither Mine shot there on those Zealots, but a lot of them still alive. I feel like with this Warp Prism on the way, Classic's going to try and go across the map and try and do something here.
I want to say I was surprised that he didn't start 2-2 yet. Now 2-2.
Medevac.
Yep.
Remember me?
Yeah, that was the Wither Mine Medevac, right?
That's right. Yep, sent back from the main.
I think in the end that went alright for Classic. That actually could have been a very difficult hold, but he was never really forced to make super hard decisions because he kind of just saw that arm and he's like, you know, we'll fight. And Classic and Special was like, oh no, it's busy dropping auto turrets and like, you know, just did a Wither Mine drop. Wasn't really ready for it, and that actually allowed Classic to survive, and obviously surviving is important, especially because now he's got that Warp Prism out, and we all know what a Warp Prism can do against a Terran player that thinks about moving out.
That's right. Brings you to the House of Pain. No extra charge. Special has a good number of units back at home, and there is a lack of splash damage for Classic, so the Dream is still alive for the Terran, and the upgrade situation not great. Oh, another attempt at the Wither Mine drop here. Late probe pull from Classic. He's not paying attention.
Oh, no probe pull at all.
No. Looks like he's paying attention over this side of the map. The 9 probes went down to that Wither Mine shot, so we do have that game heart pumping to let you guys know about the damage, but there is damage here on this side of the map as well from Classic. A big warp in the main base. Special taking a pretty extreme economic damage here as well.
Yep, a lot of lost mining time above everything, right? And the Prism is still alive. Can Special maybe get it somewhere? Actually, apparently one of these Wither Mines was able to get out as well. No, you got to be careful there, Classic.
Ooh. That was a flex stim. He didn't move his units, he just stemmed. He's like, yeah, try it. Try it. I will A-click you so hard if you do that. Yeah.
Robo Bay on the way, by the way, and High Templars being warped in as well. We don't have Storm yet, but at least High Templars are on the way.
This Medevac is trying to find anything here with that Wither Mine. And Classic knows all about it, so don't expect too much damage to be done. Just the one probe going to give its life for Io.
Yes. I love how he has like 6 Stalkers next to it. He's like, I could run a Stalker into it and blink it away. He's like, nah,
who has time for that?
Yeah.
Time is money.
Ain't nobody got time for that. But Classic actually kind of down economically. It's weird because he's getting a lot of very expensive stuff, and he's also playing a pretty crazy style. Like, I think in general, I'm a big fan of the Zealots and the Stalkers and spamming units in this matchup. but it is a kind of style where you need to be economically ahead, guys. Like if Protoss has Storm and Colossus, they don't necessarily need to be economically ahead because that's a very strong army composition. But if you're relying on this stuff and you want to warp in units and you want to throw away units, you actually need that economic advantage.
I agree with you there. Splash damage is coming for Classic. It's looking a little bit more convincing here. Storm's about to finish up. He's got some Heim Templar in the Prism here.
Oh!
Bad weather for the boys. Some of that front line of the Bio takes a big hit. The Widowmine's also taking a big hit there to those Zealots. But Classic still has a pretty scary army, and Seoul, or rather Special, respects it. He pulls back here to his ramp. It feels like he's afraid to move out with anything more than just, you know, some medevacs and liberators.
I'm always amazed with how fast they storm the moment they unload. Like, whenever I storm, it's like, click, 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 and then the bios like already like way split off or like way out of range. I feel like the prism just shows up and it's like, boom, it's almost like they're being casted outside of the war prism. That would be a very cool unit, to be honest.
Getting that Observer is nice, as Classic has been using that Observer to know when the Prism should come in. And the Prism has been recalled now. Another Observer coming down to take its place. Lots of Widowmines here for Special, and a good number of Marauders as well.
Yeah.
Also, the Liberator sees that Prism if he, you know, I don't know if he sees it, but he will flies past it.
I mean, I love the mines, but now Colossus are out, and that actually makes it a little bit harder. But at least it can somehow zone out the War Prism. I kind of like it. Special's like, okay, I'm going to go up against a very strong army. I'm going to need a play here soon. He's going to use these Marines to maybe push away this Prism. But I think the triple drop has a lot of potential for Special.
I agree. Widowmines with Drilling Claws are going to try and catch that Prism. They get it as well. This big drop for Special. Going to force Classic to take a lot of damage back at home. Even the Liberator covering him a little bit. Special, also he's forced Classic's army way back. He's going to get a Nexus pick off.
Yeah,
that's really nice for Special.
Absolutely. That is a very nice little pick
off.
Oh, the
High
Templars left behind. Now only 2 High Templars remain. And unless I'm crazy, I want to say Colossus don't have Thermal Lens yet, but it's about to finish up, as we can see on the right side. Special still in this one, still dealing damage as well.
Yeah, really nice drop decision there from Special. I was a little bit worried about it because he was losing so much army. Oh, a full Medevac getting picked up there. Nice for Classic. This Bioforce definitely did its job. Special's losing a lot of SCVs here.
Oh no, don't go up that ramp, Classic. That would be very, very bad, because I don't think he has an Observer with that army either. That'd be an absolute disaster.
Uh-oh, he's going to the Widowmine Forest here. All the Zealots giving their lives here. Wow, a lot of Zealots actually died there.
And all of the mines are still alive as well. It's very important that he at least takes out all of these mines after losing this many units.
Yeah, there are some times when the Protoss pulls back and the mines are off cooldown, you lose some High Templar or something like that.
Yeah, been there.
Ooh,
forward flank. I mean, there's still some units out on the map as well for Special. Classic, I don't know if you have to do this, man.
Oh, some nice mine hits there, softening up that Gateway army. And got Special's Bioforces. Oh, these Medevacs getting taken out the tail end there. Storm available with all those Widowmines. Widowmines killed the Prism. I think they killed a High Templar as well. Another one goes down to the north side. Special really bleeding out Bioforces. Can Classic make this happen?
I mean, the storms were so big, though. That's really what helps. And these are the mines you were talking about, but it doesn't matter.